Hey, top of the morning. If anybody is in here, looks like we got three people. Internet seems to be working, albeit not that great. How's everybody doing? What do we want to look at? I've got I'm sure I'm sure that I'm going to get interrupted at some point in time. But we're making the best of it, man. I'm trying to be here. So, pop that link out in Otter Chat too. Bum 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 bum. Top of the morning, LJ. Top of the morning, LJ. I'm just gonna hop in. We'll start yapping here. That tab's not working. Let's kill that thing. Um, yeah, BTC up, right? BTC up. Funny thing is it never. Well, whatever. It is what it is. I mean, it made it really, really close to where I ultimately wanted it to make it to before turning around. We've got nothing, there's nothing incredibly new on this chart aside from the fact that Bitcoin's at a higher price, right? But there was evidence of accumulation down here. Uh, yep, sure was. You had your two up candles here. It's all old news. Um, Followed by two consecutive down candles forming weekly structure that we could say, clearly broke way back whenever March, something like that. And now we're printing literally the opposite thing, right? You get your two bullish up candles, followed by your two bearish down candles, followed by your three bullish up candles, creating a potential weekly break of structure to the upside. I always like my general rule of thumb is, what is your highest time frame structure from, where's that fancy highlighter again, from your high to your low? What is your highest time frame structure? In this case, that structure is weekly structure. And yeah, we have the opportunity to break up here, right? So, in the event that I see the highest time frame structure between a high and a low flip, that's a pretty strong indication that we're going to achieve the all-time high again. I mean, I'll just say it, whatever. It's a pretty strong indication that we could achieve the all-time high again. Obviously, this is that area on the chart where we where the bad news bears stepped in. Everybody was kind of up in here going like, oh, everything's right as rain, until we lost that low. But things look pretty good. So locally, um a little overextended. We have our initiation, obviously, right? Big fat initiation. We have broken what I would consider the deviation threshold of this range here. Yep, that's my range. We have cracked the deviation threshold, meaning I don't really I'm not really questioning whether or not, I would suspect that this range is kaput, and yeah, and that it's just not. It is what it is. Looking at this chart, there is not an obvious reason to return to areas like that on the chart. There's just not an obvious reason to do it. No, nope, there's not. Yeah, so one obvious reason to, or one indication that that for me personally, right, just for me, that we would be coming back down to an area like that on the chart would be if you lost your highest time frame structure from here to here, which I would say is in and about 4 hour. Can we pump it up? Holds on the 6, holds on the 8. It's really no, it's this guy. It's this guy, 83,882. I would say that is your highest time frame structure from the low to the high. I'd say that is the one, right? So yeah, make or break demand. If that doesn't hold, I think all these lows do go again. But for all the reasons I mentioned just a minute ago, I think I think we should anticipate that that section would hold in the event that we have done an initiation and we look to mitigate and we look to continue. Yeah, anywhere between here and probably whatever, yeah, like this general zone here. I think we could see market structure flip here and come back and take that high out. That's what I would expect. Let's see here. Yeah, so we still haven't cracked, we still have not cracked this guy. And in altcoins, man, whatever altcoins you guys want to look at, that's my main goal, is to come on today and hammer out charts with you guys. I should be able to, I'm hoping I'm going to be able to commit an hour to this. Contractors are going to arrive at any point in time. I have no idea when I'm going to get interrupted, but I'm hoping to be able to commit an hour to this. So we haven't taken this guy out yet. We haven't hit that big old nasty NPOC up here where we took that big giant drop. So I don't know. I'm just not so convinced that I'm not so convinced that we start falling apart yet. Having said that, though, we do have a little bit of a 1, a 2, and a 3. We've lost the internal low. We have not challenged the more, I would consider that to be the more external low. Let's get that line off the chart. It's dead. Don't need it anymore. Yeah, in all honesty, this could be the early evidence that we come back for some of this stuff. I don't like this. I don't like this. I do like this. I do like that, but these sections here I don't particularly like. Obviously, that's a fair value gap. You're not going to get any support out of that. You're not going to get any support out of that. So I mean, this could be a place for a little bit of a turnaround. It could be a little bit of a place for that. So let's I guess yeah, let's plan for that. Let's plan for that, and let's see if you guys have come up with any other questions. There's your internal low that kind of broke. So are we back testing into this area right now for a little bit of a climb down? I don't know. For me, that's like a quite possibly, but not something that I would be willing to. Something that I would be willing to target. I want to see. Yeah, see, I don't know. I got troubles here. I'm happy to miss a short trade. It's not going to bother me at all. Let me play with some time frames here. Yeah, man. No, see, I'll likely miss the short trade because I really almost want to see this lost here. In other words, I could still see structure. Well, no. Yeah, okay. So you have like a 1 hour low right here. And boom, 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 boom. So kind of break like 90-minute to 1 hour structure somewhere in that vicinity to lose that low. But I'm just not fully sold that this isn't going to work yet. And so shorting, losing this and then shorting down into here, I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel that. I don't think I'm not convinced we've quite spent enough time up here yet to really start marching back down. I'd probably like to see a little bit more range. Well, actually, hold on. How long have we been up here? Can we measure? Will you let me measure? We've been up here for 19 hours. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Oh, and then let's say good morning to Oscar and Anthony Soprano, my man. I am feeling better, and my God, was I sick. Holy Toledo, was I sick. I have a position open on SUI, want to add to it, but there's been no retracements, just straight up. Yeah, no problem. We can take a look at SUI. We can take a look at SUI. I want to finish up real quick on Bitcoin because I like legitimately, I just have not had hardly any time at the charts. Yeah, no, it's down here for me. Like potential swing long territory for me is going to be coming out of this zone. Yeah, it's going to be coming out of that zone. And yeah, that's my potential swing long area. As far as the short goes, yeah, we kind of talked about it up here. What does volume look like in this area? All right, so we get a nice up spike there, about 8K. Came in negative 4K delta there, but we're already pushing positive 2. Yeah, less than confident up here, guys. I'm less than confident up here. Less than confident. And risk to reward just isn't, it's just not quite there. Like you almost have to get basically down into this area to start hitting a 3R on that. But you know, I think there's a little bit of wisdom to this. I think there is a dude, I don't know. I am not fully confident about this. I can see it working. I can see it working, but let's see, it's Wednesday. Yeah, it's this big stab up above this high. It's got me a little sussed. But you know, the trouble is yeah, no, I'm just not I'm just not super confident in that. Just purely point blank, not super confident in it. And I'm gonna peek my head next door and see if I've got any contractors available over there. And then we can hop into Sui. Yeah, we can hop into Sui. Oh, good deal. They're over there. They're working. They don't look like they need my help at all. I'm worthless to them anyhow. Yeah, so we keep going. What do we got? Sui. Sui, Sui, Sui. Sui, Sui, Sui. And you said 2.2? Is that what you said? Straight up from 2.2? Straight up from 2.2-ish. 2.2-ish down there. You bastard. You bastard. Guess that belonged here, huh? Oh well. All right. Let's. All right. Let's see what we got here. Let's get up to like the 4 hour. Yeah. That's I don't know if I could I don't I can't responsibly recommend adding when you have this giant fair value gap below you. You know, obviously great trade. I mean, you should be in stupid amounts of profit at this point in time. But I don't know if I can suggest adding down here. Let's go ahead and wipe this stuff and not with that button. That's not going to do it. And let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Boom, 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 boom. Dang, man. Dang, man. See, trouble is I really don't see any resistance. And I don't see any support. It's like lacks both of them. What's the weekly look like? Nothing too crazy there. Oh, we got a little something there. Got a little something there. I have no idea if this is actually going to resist on this, but there is a bit of an order block, 6 hour. we really don't want this thing to resist here. Resistance here would not be good. Pausing would be good, and ranging would be good. I think the better thing here would just to see it hit a little bit of a ceiling and kind of begin to range in this area. That would be the more bullish thing for it to do. Would be to just kind of range for a bit. But yeah, make sure to secure that trade. See, yeah, this is tough because let's go in here. I mean, I have to make a commitment on. So this is terrible. It's terrible. You're not going to get any support out of that. It's an interesting spot right here. Just looking at the volume that came in on that, about 8.7 million SUIs went long there. There's your inefficiency. Covered a little bit of it. Yeah, I would say that needs to hold, or this thing could take, that area needs to hold, or this could take quite a bit of a tumble. Pulling off a little bit of, kind of running some whatever stop losses got moved up to these areas. Kind of pulling some of them out of the market. I think this is kind of like my sort of sandwich. I'd like to see it ranging in this area. I feel really confident that if this general zone between 2.85, 2.82 does not hold, then you could have a temporary short on your hands. You could have a temporary short. So I'd kind of look for this area to sort of hold and kind of come back up into that region there. And then if it didn't do that, then I think you could potentially have some manner of a short play here. I don't like that stop loss, so let's hope that something else happens in here. Yeah, it could really take a massive tumble. Could be back down into these zones. All right. David Koo, what's up, man? Oscar, JR, Turbo. Is Turbo, do we want to look at Turbo like TRB? Hey, Alex O'Crypto, I am feeling much, much better, my man. Much, much better. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I was sick enough that I thought I could die. I thought I could die. All right, what else we got? They'll probably be back at some point in time. Did they not finish completely?
No, that metal, I supposed to straighten out that wall. Oh, like this. Every scoop down.
Oh.
And then there was a little hump I wanted to plane, but I can't do it now. I mean, I can leave it like that the way it is.
Give me a few minutes. I'll come and check it out with you. All right. What else? What else we working on, guys? What else are we working on? Talk to me. Talk to me. Let's make this productive. I feel guilty as hell because I haven't been here in forever. So, um, talk to me, and let's make this productive. And let's make this productive. XRP. What's the XRP up to? I feel like I'm missing a drawing. There we go. All right. Bum, 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 bum. Yep, you guys got to give me something to do TA on, or this stream gets short quick. Or it gets short quick. We'll just, in the interim, we'll go talk about stuff that isn't cryptocurrencies. Yeah, so the DXY is looking to lose, not really looking to hold that low, huh? Not really looking to hold that low. Yeah, that thing does not look particularly bullish. Nope. ES, I think, is a little bit neutral, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so ES had made it all the way down into demand, had filled that gap, came back up into supply, created a range, pulled the low of the range. That gap's a problem. This could quite likely be our short-term retracement in cryptocurrency. You have that same issue where you have a lack of support there. You get a fair value gap there. I could see this coming down to fill this gap before moving up again. That's a big question mark, right? Like that's a big question mark, but I could see the potential of this. Yeah, I can see the potential of that. Which would, more or less coincide with, which would more or less coincide with cleaning up some of this liquidity and possibly coming back down into an area like that. For continued upside. But I think this is a very significant initiation. It's a very significant initiation. So I'm not worried if this pulls back here. I'm just not too worried about it. I'm just not too worried about it. Nope. I'll tell you one thing I would challenge anybody on. Let me get a blank Bitcoin chart. Maybe we'll just do it together real quick. Let's go to Coinbase. Let's go to the weekly. Let's maybe delete everything on here. So I would be curious if anybody out there in this world can find me an example where you flip weekly structure and then come back down and pull that low. Well, without taking the high first. Good luck finding it. Good luck finding it. I can't say I've searched it completely, but I'm going to say good luck finding it. Low never got taken. Yeah, good luck. Good luck finding it. That's all I'm going to say. Good luck. This weekly candle would literally have to become a wick by the end of the week. It'd have to become a wick and be back under 88.8. Nice. We got a few coins in there. Let's go popping. Let's go poppy pop. So Soul's flipping weekly structure as well, gentlemen. Yep. Yep. I love that it pulled that low. I love that it's returning weekly to bullish. Let's go take a look at some lower time frame stuff. Let's see what we got on this. So the make or break demand zone on this for me is here. Yep. And the super important low to me would be that one. It's probably quite the range there, huh? Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. 15-minute locally, kind of doing the same thing that Bitcoin's doing, where you have, you know, whatever. If nothing else, you have a double top and you have lost your no, that's probably 30. Yeah, 15-minute structure. Lost your 15-minute structure here. Can you re-enter into supply and get yourself short trade? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. I don't know. I don't know if, yeah. Clean. Let's see, that's a pretty good section. Yeah, I don't think I could target overly low on this though. Don't think I can target all that low on this. If you're comfortable with a smaller SL, I would be out of that by a 3R minimum, or sorry, maximum. I don't know, whatever. I'd be out of that thing by a 3R. So we grabbed a hold of this little guy. Yeah, I don't know, man. So many shorts are just getting squeezed right now. Shorting makes me nervous. I'm not going to mind if I miss short trades. I am not going to mind if I miss short trades because I am just patiently, what really and truly, I want the prices to go down a little bit. We all want a bit of a retracement so we can catch massive swing long trades. But yeah, I'm not, I don't know. Like I'm not, I see that we've lost 15-minute structure. I see that. But losing like 15-minute structure after initiating above a weekly strong high, right? Like this was a strong high on the weekly time frame after a loss of that low. So yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't feel like I don't feel like counter trend trading at this moment. I just don't feel like doing it. Could easily work, but I don't feel like doing it. So, so we talked about that little kind of a short idea, but I'm generally watching throughout this entire zone for any shift in market structure here. This whole zone is where I would not be looking to short, where I'd be looking to long. You know, maybe it even comes down and runs that low. But yeah, this whole zone in here is one that I would be interested to see if, you know, if you start, let's get back to the 15. You know, you lose 15-minute market structure, and say you're flowing down. Anytime I see that 15-minute go back to bullish, that's a long back up to this high. Yep, that's where I'm at on Sol. What else do we have on Sol? We had ADA. Let me send a text message real quick. All right, Ada. Got here. First of all, is it resisting in any area that I would be moderately concerned about? I think the answer is still going to be no. Oh, yeah, you snipped a little bit of a. Yeah. Almost. Did it make it there? How cool is my background today? Pretty sweet. Bum, bum, bum. What was the weekly time frame on this? Boy, weekly structure is very neutral here. It's daily. This chart is nowhere near as clean or as clear as the other ones, in my opinion. It's just not nearly as clean and clear. Really not. See that gap getting filled. See this gap getting filled. Honestly, I want it to take this low. I want it to flow like this. I think that's what would be the healthiest and make the most sense on ADA. But let's just go look at our 15 and see what we got here. So, will it lose its 15-minute structure and begin to do some short-term retracement? Possibly. Where's a logical place for it to head down to immediately? In the interim, I'd say is here. And I would actually like to see it pull the bottom of this too. Yeah. I think I want to look for long like that area. Maybe here, but I'd really like to see it take the bottom of that. I'd really like to see that. And then outside of that, I think, yeah, where I would be interested next is down here. I'm just gonna expand this. It's kind of what I feel like on Ada. Yep, sure is. Ondo, let's knock that one out. Are we doing on time? We're making progress. I'm feeling better. Thank you for giving me things to do TA on. I'm feeling better about my life now. What do we got on the 4-hour on Ondo? A little bit of pullback out of that. A place to run around from. This. That's a problem. Well, I don't like this chart as much. This chart's giving me a little bit of Ada vibes. It's a little fragile in here. Boom, boom. Take back up to here. Really flip structure here. This is your main shift in structure is right here, and this is your higher low and your higher high. After that. Demand range. Again, I just don't like this. I hate this. I hate it. 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 But if we had any reason not to come down and clean all of those lows off, I'm going to give it to this zone right here. And I don't love the zone, but I'm going to say that is still an interesting place to me to look for a transition in market structure. Probably, you know, honestly, yeah, like anything along the lines of a 15-minute market structure shift in there. I want to look for long in this area. That's what I want to see. 15 has boom, boom. Did you leave it behind? Interesting. Okay. So can't count that. Strong low on the 15s there. Yeah, I don't know. This is another one where I just don't see myself interested in shorting this. Nope, I don't. I want to see it flow down into areas like this and wait for anything to flip on the 15. Yeah, I'm not really comfortable. I mean, I'm going to put it on here, but I'm not, just not overly comfortable about that. Gosh, I mean, it could though. Yeah, I don't know. I guess let's get this back above here. Um, yeah, it's probably about where I'm at with Ondo. It's probably about where I'm at with Ondo. And then XCN. XCN. What we got on this thing? Let's start on the weekly. Okay, so we can tell a couple of things by looking at the weekly chart. There's just not a lot of liquidity in this. Now, a whole bunch of people seem to get interested right here. But is this just price manipulation? I don't know, man. That might just be price manipulation. What do we have here? Okay, so we drive it up, pull it back, flip structure, come up again. That's not a logical place to put in a high. It doesn't, yeah. Man, I worry about price manipulation on this. This coin looks hella manipulative. Incredibly manipulative. Yeah, these boys are out there playing with people's hearts. There's a lot of manipulation on this chart. This is not something I would recommend. It's not something I would recommend. It just isn't. Just isn't. Yeah, you need to check the tokenomics on this. You got to figure out what the total value locked is. And I don't, and like, you know, if there's unlocks coming up, sorry about the obnoxious noise if you guys can hear that, but yeah, I really think you need to investigate the tokenomics of this asset. This looks incredibly manipulated. Super manipulated. I don't like anything about it. I don't like anything about it. ETH, you know, ETH was doing a kind of cool thing, wasn't it? Wasn't it doing a neat thing? Didn't it do something kind of neat? Yeah, it did. This. 1, 2, 3. I remember seeing that on, was that Saturday? No, must have been Monday. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Did the low come in any place that makes any sense at all? Yeah, 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 it did. It did. It did. What's the time frame that it makes the most sense on? Probably weekly. Yeah, I mean, I like where it stopped. I do like where it stopped in the sense that you have this, you have a boom, 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 right? Like there's your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 most relevant points, and it pulled this one. So I do like where it stopped. Um, it's got a lot more work to do than Bitcoin, right? Like Bitcoin looks to flip weekly market structure here, whereas I think this is like technically under bearish monthly, not quite, but you know, I mean, it's up there. Daily market structure. What do we have for daily market structure? Why does that have to be inside bar? Why? I would definitely say that the best presentation on the chart currently is this. That's how I feel about that. I do feel good about that. Let's get down to some lower stuff. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I don't see any reason not to expect love out of that 4-hour order block. Yeah, I like that, especially because it's small. I like it because it's small. And gives me a easier zone to sort of look at. Yeah, it looks like we're putting in a top on it right now, though. We'll say that. And then obviously any mitigation that we can get back down into here. This is probably something, 15 to 30 minute market structure coming out of that zone would be pretty interesting as well. Um, but yeah, we look like we're forming a top right here, don't we? Yeah, it really looks to be forming a top up there. It's a 3R. You really don't have the 15-minute bearish yet. You really don't. Yeah, this could squeeze quite a bit still. Yeah, this doesn't, you need to be below here. You need to be below there to justify risking any money on that, if you ask me, and I still think that that's probably not really worth the risk. Watch these be macro tops and we fall into the abyss from these areas and we'd be totally wrong. But I'd much prefer to wait for a long on this. Obviously, we got this really, really nice order block down here. So maybe we'll just put the position on this guy. Let's zoom in so it's not so goddamn hard. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, let's go ahead and move this guy to here. I'd be paying attention to any price action that flows through this blue zone. But this order block down here is beautiful. It is beautiful. But that, yeah. Generally, I'd say that's where I'm at on ETH. Yeah, seems about right. Caspa, let's do Caspa. No, no, don't get alerts today. Okay, sounds good. Whatever. Fine, don't give me any alerts. Caspa. It starts with a K. Last I checked, it still starts with a K. Cass. Yeah, this is the one. Pending boss daily. Hey, let's go. What am I doing here? What am I doing here? I need to get the hell off the 1 hour time frame. Let's get rid of all this stuff down here. Is that our daily break? Yeah. Yeah. Still have a bit of a 1, 2, 3. I would say that's your ultimate target of that. Obviously, you have a fair value gap here, so short trades could play. They're just very counter trend, very counter trend. I do like this order block right here. Get rid of this line. I thought I told you to go away. And I'm looking to this entire section as demand, and I like this. And as far as 15 goes locally, are we putting in any manner of a top? Nope, not yet. Gotta be clear under here. Gotta be clear under there. In the interim, you are simply mitigating demand. And technically, you flipped your 15 bullish back out of demand. Not technically, I mean like you did. Cool to see that low hold. Bum 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 bum. I mean, I guess if you yeah. Yeah, I think I feel better down here, but I would want at least the 5-minute back on your side. So it would technically look a little bit more like that. And we talked about other longs on this? Yeah, we did. We talked about other longs on this. Yeah, and then you have an opportunity to return. Oh no. Things happened. That is no longer pending, and that was your daily break of structure. My bad. My bad. It's those lows touch. So yeah, that looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Yep. I mean, I would absolutely say that you're looking at this before you're looking at this. That seems very clear indeed. But we are in the premium of the range right now, so longing is not responsible, and then shorting is kind of counter trend. So it should easily be the premium of the range. Usually. It should easily be the premium of the range, and it is. So yeah, again, I like up, but yeah, I think this is going to be fun to just be patient and just wait for potentially smoke face long trades. Can you please have a look at any potential spot purchases zones for Zero Bro, as it made 50% in the last 24 hours? Zero Bro. Bro, it's going to zero. Zero, bro, it's going to zero. Oh, I was gonna laugh my ass off. I'm like, did they really take it to zero? I was gonna laugh so hard if they actually took the price to zero. I'm just saying, don't mind me. Did I even put this in right? Is this even the right thing? Why do I feel like I'm losing my mind all of a sudden? Sol Ada Ondo, we did those, we did that. Dude, I'm losing my mind. ETH, we did ETH, and then I feel like we did CASP. Oh no, here we go. Zero, bro. Yeah, well, if it made 50% in the last so many hours, then what it did is it formed a giant fair value gap, right? You have the potential of a massive double top here. Get off the chart. Get off the chart. Um, I mean, like maybe down here, bro. Maybe. Maybe. Or maybe this thing actually goes to zero. But you're currently printing a double top. And this coin again looks highly manipulative. Uh, you're gonna need something really convincing in market structure, in my opinion, out of this area. Something real convincing. Probably look. Well, I'm looking anywhere in the red zone. The red zone for me would be I'd want to see 30-minute. I'd want to see at least 30-minute. But this thing's currently marching south. I don't know. No, I don't like. I do not like this double top. I do not like it. I do not like it. Did it get put in any place sensical? Sure did, didn't it? Yeah, I would. Yeah, it's going down. She going down, man. She going down. Yeah, I mean, you look between, 5.5 cents and 4.7 cents for some love. But I don't know if I'd hold my breath for it. I don't know if I would hold my breath for it. Let's see, Caspa we did. Hey bud, hope you're well. Would it be possible to check Doge? Yeah, I think so. I'm about out of time, but we're gonna pop over and check Doge. Triple top on Doge, little small distribution here. Did it get put into any place relevant on the chart? Let's take a look. Yeah, it did. This broke here. Boom. Deviating that high into supply, and then you have put in a little bit of a distribution up here with your 1, 2, 3 in the place to be. You may get some love out of this area. Yeah, it's as interesting as any place to look because there's just not, where's this thing? I do not like all of this. Do not like any of that. Yeah. I could see the long coming from here. But I would say that you do have something interesting here. Yeah, I would say you have something a little interesting at 17 cents. But you've put in a top here. Oh, dude, I'm gonna give you the biggest hug up in Vegas. I'm gonna give you the biggest hug. All right, and my comments are hilarious. Good jokes. All right, I'll take it. I'll take that as a compliment. I like it. What did I miss though? I missed one. Whiff. No, but there was something besides whiff. It was before whiff. It was somebody was. It was SEI. It was SEI. Dude, my brain. I was so sick, and I am still like my brain is still on a major struggle bus. It is not cooperating very well. Let's take a peep at SEI real quick, and then we can take a look at whiff. So SEI, another double top on here. Did it hit anywhere interesting? Yeah, not totally uninteresting. That was a 6-hour break of structure right there on this last top. I'd say your better looking piece of demand is down here. Let's get rid of this line here. But you've got a double top situation. I think I still want to see it below here. Before heading down in some zones like that. That's a rough looking zone, actually. That's a rough looking zone. That's a rough looking zone on the 15-minute. This is all a giant problem here. So maybe the better trade is down in this area. Yeah, I feel like the better trade's down here. This could be like a no, that's not going to do it. This could provide a lower high for a lower low. I think I like this area better. Yeah, it's kind of where I'm at with that. What's like the weekly and the daily look like? Weekly strong high is still up here. Daily strong high is still up here. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on that. It's kind of where I'm at on that one. Sweet. And then we'll take a peep at whiff, and then I think I'm gonna hit the road. I think I'm gonna hit the road. Feel pretty good. You bastard. You bastard. Yeah. So I mean, this is the zone that we've been kind of eyeballing for a little bit. Obviously, that stop loss was insufficient. It was insufficient. You're under daily market structure is bearish until this is broken. Call this pending daily break. aka strong daily high. Penang daily break. Bum, 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 bum. That's inside bar. Yeah, I think it can absolutely turn up from here. Where from? No, I know where I want it from. It's right there. That's where I want the long trade to come from. Yeah, I'd like to see this gap get filled. I'd like to go long from there. And in the event that we initiate above the strong daily high, break daily market structure, I'm willing to reassess this. But as the chart currently stands right now, yeah, that's where I would like to long that from. All right. Haha. The phone's ringing because I told Uber Eats to call me back at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time today, even though I had no intention of taking that call. But they're calling. They're calling. Okay, guys. Hey, man, it was super great to be back on. I am gonna hit the road. Let's go. Let's go. Maybe take a little peekaroonie at the bitcoins and see what it's up to. Um, Seems about right. I would really, again, the caution on this, because if you turn around and take this high right now, I could see price coming all the way back up to there. So I would still be, I'd be very cautious about shorts. I mean, I think they could all play very well. I'd just be really cautious about them. Yeah, great to be here. Hopefully, man, it was just good to be here. It's just good to be here, guys. Really good to be here. Really good to just feel somewhat healthy again and be here because I wanted to die. God. Um, so thanks for joining me. Thanks for making this will easily be the highlight of my day. I wish you all a really great Wednesday, really great hump day, and yeah, have fun out there. Do good, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. Seriously, how cool is this background? How sweet is that? It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right.